Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to learn the remaining part of our story, the three questions. Okay, open your textbook. Meanwhile, the sun had set and it became cool. So the king and the hermit, we have completed this passage. The next passage, page number 54. You do not know me, but I know you. I am that enemy of yours who swore to revenge himself on you because you executed his brother and seized his property. I knew you had gone alone to see the hermit, and I resolved to kill you on your way back. But the day passed and you did not return. So I came out of my ambush to find you. Your bodyguards recognized me and wounded me. I escaped from them, but would have bled to death had you not dressed my wound. I wish to kill you, but you have saved my life. Now, if I live, if you wish it, I will serve you all my life. Students, listen. In the last lecture, we have seen that the king came into the hermit's hut. There he digged the ground for the hermit and he asked again the answers of his question, but hermit did not give any reply. So the king was digging again the ground. Then there a bearded man came. He has a wound on his stomach. So the king and the hermit washed his wound, and the king tried to bandage his wound, and the lot of blood was throwing outside of his wound. So the bandage did not fix very well, but king tried it hard, and after some time the not blood was not throwing out of his wound. So the man comes to the consciousness, and the king gave him some water to drink. After a lot of hard work, king was slept down. So in the morning he became awake. He awake and he saw that there was a bearded man near him, and the man said to him that the bearded man say him sorry and ask him he want to become his slave or he wants to serve him. But king said that why you forgive me? Why you say sorry to me? I did not know who are you. Then the bearded man told his story. Which story he had told we are going to learn. You do not know me. The bearded man said to the king that the king did not know him. But I know you. But the bearded man said that he know to the king, but the king did not know him. I am that enemy of yours who swore to revenge himself on you. The bearded man said that he was the king's enemy, and he has taken a sword to kill the king. He takes a swear to kill the king, okay? To revenge himself on him because you executed his brother and seized his property. The king had executed his brother and seized the property. The bearded man told that he was the brother of that person which the king had executed and had seized the property. I knew you had gone alone to see the hermit. And the bearded man said that he had the information about the king, and with the help of that information he comes to know that the king came into the hut of the hermit and he was alone there. So I came out of my hermit and I resolved to kill you on your way back. But the day passed and you did not return. And the bearded man said that I wait for you full day, but after the sunset you did not come. So he came there in the hut of the hermit. But so I came out of my ambush. Ambush means place of hiding before attack. Means he was hiding near a safe place. But there the king's bodyguard recognized that bearded man and they attacked on him. Your bodyguards recognized me and wounded me. The bearded man told him the story that you did not came till the sunset So I come outside of my hiding place, and your bodyguard, king's bodyguard, recognized that bearded fellow, and they wounded him. I escaped from them, but I would have bled to death had you not dressed my wound. And the bearded man told the story that your bodyguards wounded me, and my wound was very deep, but you served my wound and you give me a life again. I wish to kill you. The wounded man told him that king. The wounded man told to the king that he wanted to kill the king. But you have saved my life. But the king himself has saved his life. Now if I live, and if you wish it, I will serve you all my life. And the wounded man said that if I live alive only because of you, and so he want to serve him. Okay. बघा या ठिकाणी विद्यार्थ्यांना काय सांगितलेलं आहे या पॅसेजमध्ये. या ठिकाणी बघा मी आत्ताच तुम्हाला सुरुवातीला सांगितलं होतं की या ठिकाणी राजाला आपल्याला 3 प्रश्न पडलेले असतात आणि त्या 3 प्रश्नांच्या उत्तरासाठी तो कोणाकडे येतो, एका संताकडे किंवा साधू महात्म्याकडे येत असतो. त्या ठिकाणी साधू महात्म्याला तो 3 प्रश्न विचारतो, परंतु ते महात्मे पटकन उत्तर देत नाही आणि ते काय करत असतात, ते गुरुजी किंवा साधू काय करत असतात, त्या ठिकाणी जमीन खणण्याचं काम करत असतात. मग या ठिकाणी राजा काय करतो, त्यांना मदत करतो. कशासाठी, जमीन खणण्यासाठी. आणि मग राजाने मदत करत असताना संध्याकाळ होऊन जाते. राजा परत त्यांना प्रश्न विचारतो त्या साधूंना की तुम्ही माझ्या प्रश्नांची उत्तरं दिलेली नाही आहेत, परंतु गुरुजी किंवा साधू त्या ठिकाणी काहीच बोलत नाही. मग थोड्या वेळाने काय होत आहे, संध्याकाळ होत आहे. मग राजा म्हणतो की तुम्ही माझ्या प्रश्नाचे उत्तर देत नाही आहात, संध्याकाळ झालेली आहे, मी माझ्या घरी परत जात आहे. परंतु त्याच वेळी तो साधू म्हणतो की थांब, इथं कोणीतरी धावत येत आहे, आपण त्याला बघूया. आणि त्या ठिकाणी मी एक दाढीधारी माणूस असतो, तो धावत येत असतो आणि त्याला जखम झालेली असते, त्याच्या जखमेतून रक्त वाहत असतं. मग त्याला मदत करण्याचं काम कोणाकडून केलं जातं, साधूंकडून आणि राजाकडून केलं जात असतं. हे दोघं काय करतात, त्याची जखम धुतात आणि त्याच्या जखमेला बँडेज करण्याचं काम, मलमपट्टी करण्याचं काम करत असतात. पण जखम खूप खोल असते आणि तिला किती वेळा तरी रुमाल लावून सुद्धा ती जखमेतून रक्त थांबत नसतं. राजाने अथक प्रयत्न केल्यानंतर त्याच्या जखमेतून रक्त वाहणं थांबतं आणि मग तो शुद्धीवर येतो आणि आल्यानंतर पाणी मागतो. त्याला पाणी देण्याचं काम सुद्धा राजा या ठिकाणी करत असतो. मग रात्र झाल्यानंतर राजा पण खूप दमून जातो आणि तो पण त्या झोपडीमध्ये झोपून जातो. थकल्यामुळे राजा पण झोपून जातो. सकाळी ज्यावेळेस त्याला जाग येते त्यावेळेस तो बघतो की त्याच्या शेजारी एक व्यक्ती आहे. राजाला लवकर लक्षात येत नाही की आपण कुठे आहोत, पण थोड्या वेळाने लक्षात आल्यानंतर त्याला लक्षात येतं, जाणीव होते की आपण एका साधूच्या किंवा एका महात्म्याच्या झोपडीमध्ये आहोत आणि या ठिकाणी आपण मदत केलेला माणूस झोपलेला आहे. तो माणूस मग राजाशी बोलायला लागतो आणि राजाला म्हणतो की मला तुम्ही माफ करा. राजाला लक्षात येत नाही की आपण या माणसाला ओळखत नाही आणि हा आपली माफी का मागत आहे. मग तो माणूस संपूर्ण गोष्ट सांगतो की मी तुम्हाला ओळखतो, मी असा म्हणजे तुम्ही काय केलेलं आहे. तो राजाला सगळी गोष्ट सांगतो, पास सांगत असतो की माझा जो भाऊ आहे त्याला तुम्ही काय केलं, हल्ला केला, त्याला तुम्ही फाशीची शिक्षा दिली, त्याला मारून टाकलेलं आहे आणि त्याची जी प्रॉपर्टी होती ती प्रॉपर्टी तुम्ही सगळी हडप केलेली आहे आणि मी त्याचा भाऊ आहे आणि मी तुमच्यावर तुमचा बदला घेण्यासाठी या ठिकाणी आलो होतो. मला माहिती पडलं की तुम्ही या साधूच्या झोपडीमध्ये येणार आहात आणि तुम्ही एकटेच आहात आणि संध्याकाळी तुम्ही परत आपल्या घरी किंवा आपल्या राजवाड्यात परत जाणार आहात आणि म्हणून मी या ठिकाणी एका ठिकाणी जंगलामध्ये दबा धरून बसलो. पण रात्र झाली तरी तुम्ही आला नाही आणि मग मी त्या ठिकाणी त्या माझ्या ज्या लपण्याच्या ठिकाणाहून बाहेर आलो आणि तुमचे जे सेवक होते त्या तुमच्या सेवकांनी मला ओळखलं आणि मग त्यांनी मला हल्ला केला, मला जखमी केलेला आहे. असं तर दाढीधारी माणूस राजाला गोष्ट सांगतो आणि मला खूप म्हणजे जखम खूप खोल होती, तुम्ही माझी सेवा केली, मला वाचवलं, म्हणजे मी तुम्हाला मारायला आलो होतो पण तुम्हीच माझं प्राण वाचवले, अशी ती गोष्ट हा कोण सांगत आहे, तो दाढीधारी मनुष्य राजाला सांगतो. पुढे बघूया. द किंग वॉज व्हेरी ग्लॅड टू हॅव मेड पीस विथ अन एनिमी सो इझिली अँड टू हॅव गेन हिम फॉर अ फ्रेंड. With this all incident, king was very happy because king had saved that man's life and that man was become king's friend, and so the king become very happy because there was a peace because his enemy turned into his friend. He not only forgave him but said he would send his men and his own physician to attend to him. Here the king forgave that fellow who wants to kill the king, but king saved that man's life, and king said to him that he not only forgave him, but he also sent his men, his own physician. Physician means doctor, to attend to him. Means that wounded fellow's health was very critical. Though king saved his life, the king said to him that he would try to help him. He would send his physician to check his health. The king then took leave of him and went out of the hut to look for the hermit. The king take the leave of that wounded fellow, and he wants to meet the hermit again. Before going away, he wished once more to beg for an answer to the questions he had asked. So he begged again the hermit to give the answers. The hermit was outside on his knees sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. The hermit was outside of the hut, and the hermit was doing his work. What he was doing? He was sowing the seeds that had been dug on the day before. The ground which was dug by the king and the hermit, there the hermit was sowing the seeds. The king approached him and said, "For the last time, I pray you to answer my questions, wise man." And king again requested the fellow, the hermit, to help him to answer his questions. बघा विद्यार्थ्यांना, या ठिकाणी मग राजाचा आणि त्या दाढीधारी माणसाचा संवाद झालेला आहे. त्या दोघा व्यक्तींमध्ये जखमी माणसाचा संवाद झालेला आहे. आता या ठिकाणी राजा खूप आनंदी होतो. कारण का आनंदी झालेला आहे राजा या ठिकाणी? कारण की कुठल्याही प्रकारे शस्त्र न उचलता किंवा शस्त्राचा वापर न करता राजाचा जो शत्रू होता तो त्याचा मित्र बनलेला आहे. त्या ठिकाणी हिंसा न पसरता शांतता पसरलेली आहे, आणि म्हणून या ठिकाणी राजाला खूप आनंद होत आहे. मग राजा काय सांगतो की मी त्याला माफ केलंय. राजा त्या जखमी माणसाला सांगतो की मी त्याला माफ केलेलं आहे, आणि त्याचबरोबर मी तुला माझे जे वैद्य आहे त्यांना तुझ्याकडे पाठवून देणार आहे, कारण तुझी जी जखम आहे ती अजून बरी झालेली नाहीये. ती रिपेअर करण्यासाठी किंवा ती बरी करण्यासाठी मी माझे वैद्य तुझ्याकडे पाठवून देतो. अशा प्रकारे मग राजा त्या ठिकाणाहून त्या जखमी माणसाचा निरोप घेतो आणि परत एकदा हर्मिट म्हणजे साधू महाराजांकडे येतो. आता साधू महाराज झोपडीच्या बाहेर काम करत असतात. ते काय करत असतात बघा, आदल्या दिवशी जी जमीन खणण्यात आलेली असते त्या खणलेल्या जमिनीमध्ये बिया पेरण्याचं काम साधू महाराज करत असतात. द किंग आणि किंग त्या ठिकाणी साधू महाराजांकडे येतो आणि त्यांना परत प्रश्न विचारतो की महाराज, मी परत तुम्हाला एकदा विनंती करतो, गुरुजी तुम्हाला परत एकदा विनंती करतो की तुम्ही माझ्या प्रश्नांची उत्तर द्या. You have already been answered, said the hermit, still crouching on his thin legs and looking up at the king who stood before him. The hermit said to the king that he had been answered all his questions, okay, and you have already been answered, said the hermit. Still, the hermit, here the indirect speech of the above sentence, the hermit said that he had already been answered. This is the indirect speech of the above sentence. The hermit said that. Listen carefully, you may write down the answer in your note textbook. The hermit said that he had already been answered. What do you mean? Asked the king. The king again asked to the hermit. The hermit said that he had already answered all his questions, but king did not understand. So king again asked, what did he mean? Do you not see? Replied the hermit. Hermit said that he did not see. Hermit replied, if you do not pity my weakness yesterday and stayed to dig these beds for me, you would have gone back and been killed by that man. The hermit said that if the king did not pity my weakness yesterday, means hermit want to tell the king that the king feel sorry for that hermit because hermit was weak in his health. So king helped the hermit, and king stayed there to dig the ground, but so that the king saved his life. You would have gone back and been killed by that man. The hermit said that if you return early from my hut and you had been killed by that fellow. So the most important time was when you were digging the beds. So the king answered him that the most important time was when the king was digging the beds, and I was the most important man. And king again, the hermit said that his second answer is the hermit was the most important person or fellow. To do me good was your most important business, and to do good for him, for the hermit, do good things for the hermit was the most important things. Afterward, the most important time was when you were attending to that man. For if you had not bound his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. Here, the hermit said that the most important time is when the king saved that person's life. When the king saved that person's life and king bandaged his wound, and that was the most important time. Otherwise, that he would have died. Otherwise, that bearded fellow maybe died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important man, and what do you did for him was the most important business. Again, the hermit said that he was the most important man, and what the things king had done for him was the most important things. Remember, then there is only one time that is the important now. So the hermit said that the most important time is now. Present is the most important time. And it is the most important time because it is the only time when we have any power. And hermit support his answer. The king asked him the question, which was the most important time? So the hermit said that present was the most important time. Why hermit said the present is the most important time? Because in the present time we have our power. The most necessary person is the one with whom you are. And the second question, who was the most important person? The hermit said that with whom, presently with whom you are is the most important person or the fellow. And for you do not know whether you will ever have dealing with anyone else, and we do not know after that fellow we will meet another person or do something for him. The most important thing is to do this person good, because for that purpose alone you were sent into this life. And hermit said that, and the most important thing is to do or save or serve the fellow with whom you are. And for this purpose the God has given us the life. बघा विद्यार्थ्यांनो, या तिसऱ्या पॅसेजमध्ये काय सांगण्यात आलेलं आहे? या ठिकाणी हर्मिटने आपल्या प्रश्नांची म्हणजे साधूने काय केलेलं आहे, राजाच्या प्रश्नांची उत्तरं दिलेली आहे. राजाला जे प्रश्न पडले होते की कुठली एक योग्य वेळ आहे की त्यावेळेस त्याने काम सुरू केलं पाहिजे, एखादी नवीन गोष्ट सुरू केली पाहिजे, तर हर्मिट म्हणजे साधूने काय उत्तर दिलं की प्रेझेंट म्हणजे वर्तमान काळ, सध्या जी वेळ आहे त्या वेळेमध्ये त्याने काम केलं पाहिजे. जे काही काम त्याच्या हातात आहे त्याने प्रेझेंट म्हणजे सध्याच्या जे युगात किंवा जी प्रेझेंटची वेळ आहे सध्याच्या काळामध्ये त्याने ते काम केले पाहिजेत. कारण का, सध्या आपल्याकडे पॉवर आहे. म्हणजेच काय, पॉवर म्हणजे या ठिकाणी ताकद आहे. त्याला वेळ आहे, ताकद आहे, म्हणून प्रेझेंटची वेळ आहे त्यावेळेस त्याने ते काम केलं पाहिजे. दुसऱ्या प्रश्नाचं उत्तर काय दिलं साधू महाराजांनी की कोणाच्या सोबत राहिलं पाहिजे, आपल्यासोबत जी व्यक्ती आपण आता सध्याच्या बरोबर म्हणजे या युगामध्ये किंवा या वेळेस आता आपल्यासोबत जी व्यक्ती आहे तीच आपल्यासाठी महत्त्वाची आहे. आपण त्या व्यक्तीची मदत केली पाहिजे, त्याला काही गरज असेल, अडलं नडलं असेल त्याची सेवा केली पाहिजे, त्याचं प्राण वाचवलं पाहिजे, आणि त्यासाठीच देवाने आपल्याला खाली पृथ्वीवर पाठवलेलं आहे, असे उत्तर या ठिकाणी हर्मिटने राजाला दिलेले आहे. अशा प्रकारे विद्यार्थ्यांनो आज आपण द 3 क्वेश्चन्स हा लेसन कंप्लीट केलेला आहे. या ठिकाणी राजाला जे प्रश्न पडले होते त्या प्रश्नांची उत्तरं मग साधू महाराजांनी अतिशय व्यवस्थित दिलेली आहेत. आणि मला असं वाटतं की तुमच्या भविष्यासाठी पण अतिशय सुंदर असा हा लेसन होता की जेणेकरून तुम्हाला तुमच्या आयुष्यासाठी योग्य अशी दिशा मिळणार आहे. आपण कुठलं काम केलं पाहिजे की जे योग्य असेल आणि ज्यामुळे लोकांना मदत झाली पाहिजे, आपल्या स्वतःच्या आयुष्याला एक दिशा दिशा मिळाली पाहिजे आणि जे प्रेझेंट एज आहे किंवा आपलं जे सध्या हातात जी वेळ आहे त्या वेळेचा आपण सदुपयोग केला पाहिजे, असा हा मेसेज या लेसनमधून आपल्याला मिळालेला आहे. मला वाटतं तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना हा लेसन समजला असेल. सो टेक केअर अँड गुड बाय.